Around Pope here with an instructional video on how to recover refrigerant from a AC system. And basically, you want to recover refrigerant because you don't want to allow refrigerant to enter into the atmosphere as a violation of the EPA 508. And you can lose your license as well if you're caught as a technician just releasing refrigerant into the air. I'm going to disconnect these so I can start it from the beginning. Basically, the tools you have here are your refrigeration gauges. You have a low side and a high side recovery unit, recovery tanks, compressor, which basically is circulating refrigerant through the system. A recovery unit which we are going to use to pull the refrigerant out. Recovery means you're basically taking the refrigerant out in any form that the refrigerant is and placing it into a recovery unit and recovery tank. Basically, your personal protective equipment is going to be safety glasses, of course, gloves, because sometimes this refrigerant can cause frostbite when you're disconnecting these hoses. So we're going to get started. And the other thing is a service wrench. This service wrench is basically used to access this system because it has a three-way valve on it. You have to open and close it using this service wrench. So once you find the right size, that's that. So the first thing we want to do is connect our gauges to our system because you want to know how much refrigerant is in it. If you don't have any refrigerant in it, then there's no need to recover it. So these, we'll connect this one to the suction side of this compressor. And of course today it wants to, all right, there we go. So basically these hoses have seals in them, have a black seal on the inside, and it's good practice to check those seals to make sure they're not deteriorated, because if they're missing, once you connect it to a unit, you could have a refrigerant leak on your hand, and and then you're obviously releasing refrigerant to the ozone. So you want to make sure you check these seals. So we have our gauges, our suction line gauge hooked to our unit. I'm going to hook this discharge line from the unit into our recovery tank. Now these tanks can recover refrigerant in two phases. It can be in a liquid phase or vapor. As you see, the two color codes. The vapor is a blue valve and the liquid is a red valve. Liquid is obviously faster. And then we're going to take this yellow hose on our gauges to the inlet side of this unit. Some units incorporate compressors that actually remove the refrigerant. This one does not have a compressor, so you don't have to worry about checking oils in it. So once we have everything connected, make sure your unit is de-energized. We're going to open both our valves on this. You have an in and out. We're going to open our valves on our recovery unit. Energize the recovery pump. We'll open our suction line on our gauges, and you'll mostly see your gauges go up on your suction line side to show you how much pressure is in the system. Once you start to recover the refrigerant, you'll see this gauge start to decrease. And of course, once you get to zero, you know you'll finish your vacuum. Other thing you can also check is to close the gauge when you're finished. If you see that pressure start to rise a little, past 10 psi, you have a little more left in it, and it's a good idea to finish off the recovery at that point. And basically, once it gets to zero, you're finished. And this concludes my video. Thank you.